All right, so I was a little angry earlier. Okay, I don't get mad too often. Um, but these so-called patriots, it just blows me away that they come out and say the crap they say, scaring people to death. Oh, Biden's gonna, the CIAs are gonna take it over there, Biden. Give me a effing break. You kidding me? So, Penny Kelly just did a look-see for January. And she said this one's public. It's too important to keep private. People are worried right now, so why not do it public? Which I appreciate stuff like that when people recognize that and then make a decision like hers to do that. Very nice. Um, so the look-see, there's also the written version. So I'm going to read it to you because she said it's public. But before I do that, I want you to look at this screen right now. And this was from Dick Allgire and the boys. Halls of Congress. This was months and months and months ago they wrote this one. Does this sound like Joe Biden's taking over? Or Donald Trump's taking over? Maybe the Insurrection Act or something's happening where they have no power. Murmur, voices, smell, carpet. Government building, smell. Emergency meeting, shock, dismay, disbelief, ruin, catastrophe. How can we face this? This is a hallway in a big ornate building. Power place. Reminds me of U.S. Congress. Men in suits gather outside a big room. They have shocking news. Some are bent over, sobbing. Disbelief. Sense of adjourning for the last time. Transfer of power. I am President Trump, and I'm telling you, I say it. There will be a peaceful transition of power. To who, Mr. President? Back to the people. He wouldn't say to Biden, the Biden administration. He wouldn't say nothing of the sort. Dick, I believe this is specifically Dick's viewing session. Not just the team. This was his in particular. Adjourning for the last time. Again, does that sound like Biden's taking over? Not a chance in hell. And that, by the way, it doesn't mean this has to be in the next few days, the inauguration. Like I said, be prepared for the scariest. Oh my God, they inaugurated him. Oh, they inaugurated. Okay. And remember also what we were told. The scare event is a necessary event. Don't be alarmed, but it will be scary. And today, some scary news. Oh my God, was Sidney Brown's account hacked today? Because she's saying also, like Donald Trump, he's not even doing anything. He could do something, but he's not. And he's doing it sound like the health ranger. Scary event necessary. Again, there's a lot of choices for that scary event. We'll find out at some point. So now I want to move on to the look-see, which was done 6 hours ago. January 15, 2021 was the date, even though today's the 16th, by Penny Kelly. Reality is very fluid and changes in a dynamic fashion as we go from day to day and week to week. The look-see is a brief look at what is happening each month and where the big trends are headed. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. January 15, 2021. Keep in mind that we are creating this reality as we go along. It is easy to see the future when someone or some group is locked into a pattern. You just look at the pattern and you can pretty much see the outcome. The good people of the U.S. are out of their pattern. This is usually a very good sign because it means people are open to creating something new. However, being locked into fear, confusion, and chaos is not a good place to create from. Because of the intense levels of fear, confusion, and chaos going on in our world, I could not see anything of a conclusive nature. After several days of tuning in, I eventually realized I was not going to see anything useful. I could see a variety of threads being woven, but the competition and pressure of competing agendas were too great. It's going to go down to the wire. So, I'm just going to say a few things in this one. The first thing is that I still see Donald Trump as our next president. It doesn't matter if that happens on January 20th, February 20th, March 20th or beyond, whenever I tried to remove him from my screen, he just popped back in. When I tried to put Biden in as president, he just melted away. When I tried to put anyone else in there as president, that person morphed into Trump. The bottom line is that it looks like Trump will be president again. Other things for January 20th. I did not see a vice president. So maybe that comes later. I did not see a Congress or Senate in place. Again, please look at the screen for your viewing pleasure. Thank you, Dick Allgire and Crypto Viewing people. Patreon.com/crypto viewing if you want to check them out. Those are my peeps. Sense of adjourning for the last time, transfer of power. Interesting comment. Again, he didn't give us timing. Oh, this will happen on this day. It's hard to do that as a remote viewer. But he did nail the Bitcoin price in December. He got that with absolute clarity, amongst other things. Anyways, I did not see a Congress or Senate in place. I did not see the internet or phone service going down across the U.S. So she did not see that happening, which is a good thing. Or excuse me, hold on, let me read the whole thing. I did not see the internet or phone service going down across the U.S. for an extended number of days before the 20th. So if it does happen, in other words, it shouldn't last very long at all. I did not see martial law before January 20th. Did not see that. I did see ongoing arrests happening quickly and very quietly. I did see military people carrying out those arrests. I'm sorry, is there 30,000 people, military personnel in D.C. right now? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Strange. I do see that the plan is not set in stone. It is a cat and mouse game that requires making the best move in response to the moves being made by the other side. However, I also see that many of the messages from the you-know-who board's 17th letter, giving us a heads up as to what we would see and what would happen, have now been completed, and the military is now in place. Of all the arguments and stories and information, and especially the very carefully planted disinformation floating around out there, my own observation is that Trump must honor his oath to uphold the Constitution, and therefore, while he's still president, he must go after those individuals who committed treason against the U.S. and must not pass the buck with the excuse that it's too close to the inauguration, must not back away, saying it will look bad to those who might claim he's using his power to get rid of political enemies, and must not stand aside while a treasonous individual is inaugurated, even if only for a minute. I also see that people are not just interested in who becomes president, they're almost more interested in how the events unfold. People love drama. If Biden is inaugurated as president of the United States of America, do not panic. His tenure will be very brief. And because of the bankruptcy and dissolution of the United States of America Corporation, he would be president of nothing. If Biden is arrested before he gets to the point of inauguration, do not assume that everything is settled. If Biden is arrested after his inauguration, it will be because the Insurrection Act has put the military in control of our country, and they will stay in control until a new election can be arranged and conducted. If Biden is arrested after any inauguration, his or Trump's, be ready for blowback. This is when martial law and curfews will be imposed. So have some food, water, cash, gas, pet, food, and any medicines you need on hand, enough for a few weeks, just in case. If no one is inaugurated, because a couple of states decertify their election counts, be prepared for delays and for the entire process to slow down. This will mean that the rule of law is working. However, it also means that the tension may continue. If Trump is inaugurated, whether on January 20th or later, it will mean the start of a whole new world that must be planned, designed, built, refined, and integrated into our lives. If Trump is inaugurated, it will mean that those people across the U.S. who wanted a Biden presidency will have to be heard, healed, and helped. We all want a better life. I'm going to be honest with you. I know I'm on my spiritual journey. Woo dude, all these people working with, Julianne, all these people working with me. And what she said, yes, let me read it again. Those people who wanted Biden for president, they need to be heard, healed, and helped. Oh, that's a hard one. Oh, boy, do I want to poke and jab a few people in particular. Would it be right? No, it would not. It would not. Oh, but the abuse that we've taken from these people, I think a little poke, just a little smidge, a little meat, might be necessary. If Trump is inaugurated, it will mean that those people across the U.S. who wanted Biden, if Trump is inaugurated, there may be the release of a deluge of information about the kinds of crimes that have been going on over the past 40 to 50 years. This will be painful, even horrifying information, and it is this that I worry about the most. The hurt, the nightmares, the anger, the vengeance, the restrictions and worries that arise from this information will scar many for the rest of their lives. Other things I see. If Trump becomes president, cryptocurrencies drop quite a bit. I think I reported this before, she did, that if Trump was inaugurated, cryptos drop, stay down for some months, and then start to go up again slowly. Let me pause. JSNIP4, my mother's, JSNIP Mama, doing some readings in recent times, even last year, November, December, she was saying, I get the sense that sometime in January people should sell. Don't sell all of it, never sell all of it, but they should sell because I think a drop is going to happen. That's what she told people. And my mom, she doesn't get much on crypto stuff, but when she does, she's pretty good with her timing on something like that. So remember what Penny said previously. If Biden got in, cryptos would just keep running up like right away. Just whoa. So what I told you guys the other day is, I made a little move on Theta, some Theta that I had, in anticipation that, well, Trump's going to win, cryptos might dive, and I can get me a whole lot of cheap Theta and some other coins, potentially. And so if he wins, that scenario is going to play out. Well, my mom's already was telling people, I think in January you should sell some because I think it's going to drop. Well, that sounds to me like Trump's going to win then. Also, don't be alarmed if it does happen because this is cryptocurrency. We know how that game goes. They dump, they go down and then they go back up again. I've already pulled the money out. I already paid my damn house off. Like I told you, I took more out of my crypto than I wanted to. My bags are smaller, way smaller than they ever were. But my house is paid off. I'm sitting in a house right now, 43 years old. I've been in this mortgage for 3 years, and the effing thing's paid off. You got to be kidding me. Like it still hardly really hits me. Like, dude, you did do that. You really did that. No. Oh yeah, I did do that. And when I went to my bank account and briefly saw that big chunk of money in there so that I could wire it, at first you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. I've never seen a bank account that looked like that. Holy crap, this is awesome. Oh, then it goes out the door. See ya. Pay off the house. And I was in there the other day looking for something else, and I saw the number again. It was down lower, from a few days before. And I'm like, when I saw it that second time, I was just going, it's just an effing number on a screen. How effing stupid. People out there struggling, suffering to make ends meet. Dead end job. Bills. Oh, my car broke down. I don't have the money. It's an effing number on the screen. That's all it is. And we're over here a bunch of damn debt slaves. Well, I don't know if I should say we anymore. I did it. I have no debt. I am out of debt. Which is insane to even think about this. But I've been a debt slave my whole life like everybody else. And I'm over here on YouTube and stuff telling y'all, hey, you get this thing called Theta. Psychic gave it. Oh, Psychic gave it. Yeah. 12 cents. It's hit 226 today. Came back down to 206. Anyways, the places where the lockdowns were the longest and most repressive do not have as much difficulty with violence after the inauguration. They are too relieved and too interested in getting back on track with their lives and their businesses. Places where things carried on normally, not so much lockdown, have mixed amounts of violence, but still not as much as expected. There are temporary difficulties with supply lines of food, clothing, etc., mostly caused by legal and organizational difficulties in the big box stores. Those big corporations owned by China experienced a large drop in net worth, orders, and an ability to operate smoothly. Not just in the U.S., by the way, but across the world. Trump has problems in April, seems to disappear, reappears in May. Don't know what that means. China struggling with looming collapse and hunger. The crisis unfolding in China is huge, but the world is not helping. There is an attitude of, well, that's what you get for trying to take over. But it's the people who are suffering, not the Communist Chinese Party. In the U.S., people are squabbling over the new systems, who will run what, where things will be located, and all sorts of issues. The biggest problem is that they are holding unspoken and unconscious expectations that these new systems will be run like the old systems. So they are grabbing for power and position. But that will not work. Too many people are awake. Many of the initial structures will come apart because people are changed in some very specific ways and they are paying attention. No more top-down. Those who step into positions as temporary congressmen, mayors, governors, etc., have great difficulty working within the current legal structures. These difficulties lead to a cascade of changes. It looks like there will be another election, and some of these temporary people say, it's all yours, I'm out of here. There are many financial changes, all of them good, except for those who make their living as financial consultants, investors, and advisor type people. There is either an announcement or maybe just an expectation that everyone will be relieved of their debt immediately, such as Nasara. The result is that people stop paying on everything. The result of this is that the entire financial system begins to fall apart before the new republic is ready for this. Yeah, you know, remember what I just said about paying my house off? Man, can I take that back? Ooh, dude. Why does the Spirit want me to pay my house off, man? I thought, you know, I'll get it for free. I want my house for free. We gotta move these cryptocurrencies. Maybe Spirit just wanted me to say, no, Joe, we told you we're going to get you the money back in trades. Don't worry about it. The house was for free. Don't worry about it. We just wanted you to be able to say you were one of the few people on planet Earth, at a decent age, as a matter of fact, that got broken free of the effing criminal debt slave system. And you did it all by yourself. With the help of Spirit, but they don't count that. You did it yourself, dude. You didn't have to rely on somebody else to do something for you. Oh, my dad's rich. He left me a bunch of money. No. Hey guys, J Step 4 here. I'm getting a script. I'm going to throw some money on the wall at this one, this ICO. See if it's... Oh my god, it went up 20 times. Sold. Up, Veritasium. House down payment. Up, Theta, $2. Pay off my house. I did it myself. Maybe that's all Spirit wanted to do. So just to say, Joe, you did it. Just to have like a little... Give yourself a little trophy, you little bastard. Alright, I'll take a little trophy. But remember, Woo Dude also said, he goes, yeah, it's like, when this is all said and done, he said this months ago, it's like, whatever you own or you have. It's yours. And I'm like, well, but why would Spirit want me to pay my house off if I'm going to maybe get it for free? He goes, I don't know. But they're telling me they want you to pay your house off. And then we realize, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe they're going to try to make the deal with everybody. Oh, yeah, you pay... sorry, because of COVID, you can't pay your bills anymore. You lost your job. You can stay in the house. It's yours. But when you die... You don't get to leave it to your kids. The state comes and takes it, and we socialize this thing, you know, socialism. We give it to somebody else. So very few of you would be in a position to pay off your house and own the damn thing. And I thought, oh, maybe that's why they wanted to do it, just in case. Bottom line is, it doesn't matter to me. I did it. I pulled it off. And Spirit was like, okay, he listened, he did it. We're gonna bless him some more and his peeps too. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so moving on. There's a little bit left. Coronavirus issues, lockdowns, and masks are mostly ignored. By the way, I sent myself some videos. Italy, 50,000 restaurants and businesses open despite strict lockdown laws in place. Police in the video tell patrons to stop, and they basically disregard them completely. It's already happening. Regarding vaccines, it looks like that entire effort goes down the drain. I literally saw them being dumped out. The reason Trump supported the vaccines was because he wanted the pharmaceutical companies to spend time and money on them and then discover it was a wasted effort. It was a ploy to bankrupt them a little bit faster. I also see some backdoor deals that are not public, and that some parts of those deals were illegal, as if they were sourcing an ingredient from someone they should not have been buying from, or maybe someone they will not be able to buy from in the future. People are reorganizing their lives on a massive scale. They are still moving away from cities, still working from home by choice, still homeschooling their children, and many are setting up small businesses of their own. The crisis in higher education deepens. People are not willing to pay for college because of the legacy of liberalism, and big universities have spread everywhere. What has LJ Stitt been telling you all these years about liberals? Put a liberal in charge, and they will run whatever it is they're in charge of into the effing ground. Plasma energy is beginning to be grasped by the population, finally. There may be some ET announcements in the summer. And then she ends it by saying, let me read from the last page of Robes, a book of coming changes, which was her book. And there's 2 sections, so it's just 2 paragraphs and that's it. Perhaps someday there will be a legend about America, our descendants. If we have any, we'll look back. If we have any, we'll look back in time and tell stories of how grand we were before our destruction. Perhaps they will say they mistakenly believed they had to conquer nature rather than learn to master themselves. They believed that they were the only important beings on the planet, and mistakenly cleared the land, killed the trees, poisoned the animals and the insects. By capturing the water and forcing it into pipes, sewers, and tanks, they strangled the living spirit of the water and lost the powerful energies it brought them. By dumping billions of tons of waste into the air, they choked themselves. By manufacturing fake food and eating it, they weakened their body and mind systems, made themselves tired and lazy, and reduced their creative abilities. Soon it became a land of wage slaves with a slave mentality, and when the time came to make powerful, creative decisions, they could not decide anything and succumbed to their own weak natures and ignorance. And here's the next part. Or, perhaps, if we can transform ourselves and our lives, there will someday be a legend in the universe about a small planet named Earth that produced powerful, loving beings. Maybe our descendants will look back in time and tell teaching stories of how we struggled to learn and grow, working hard to correct our mistakes until we finally emerged from the dark ages into the light of full consciousness. Perhaps they will discuss with awe how we freed ourselves from slavery and began to follow our hearts. Maybe they will draw courage from the way we recovered our inner authority, aligned ourselves with life, and tapped the deeper secrets of the universe. We are there now. Thank you, says Penny Kelly. And Penny Kelly, I thank you for doing that public one, which she did a YouTube video on it too. So if you want to watch that, I just discussed everything she just said in the written version of it. But by all means, certainly go check her out and watch the video if you'd like. But again, it's not looking to me like, oh, Biden's ultimately going to be there. Again, whether oh my God, the inauguration happened, it's him, oh my God. She says, relax, it's meaningless. You are the president, and we just dissolved the corporate structure of the United States because you criminals changed it back in 1800 and something. Now we're going back to the Republic. See you later, Biden. Everything comes with us. You have nothing. Bye-bye. Yeah, you're president of nothing. Piss off. So anyways, let's just look one more time at Dick Allgire's. Just checking something on the camera. One of my kids, youngest, well, not the youngest anymore, Ashley, she is into this cosplay stuff. You know, they do their favorite anime costumes, and they go to the mall dressed up even. And people, I love you, I know who you are. You know, they get all this attention. So I just was looking outside. They're out there playing around outside at 10 o'clock at night over in the backyard by the garage or whatever in their cosplay outfits. So anyways, again, here it is. This was months and months and months ago. Dick Allgire. How can we face this? Ruin, catastrophe, disbelief, sense of adjourning for the last time, transfer of power. And it ain't from Trump to Biden. Because you're not going to have all those people in there like that. I mean, you might argue, well, Joe, what if it's a bunch of the Republican senators that were on Team Trump? Technically, yeah, theoretically, that could possibly be what it was. But I don't think so. Take care.